Hi, Internet viewers. Frank Rauscher again. On the last video, we had put all the barring in on the markings for the feathers. We did the head work. We did a little bit of the beak. And you should have done both sides, okay? And it'll look like this, okay? In case anybody hadn't seen me finish both sides, this is what it should look like, okay? I can't even see what I'm putting up there. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to get you to do. Now, we're going to go on with additional detailing within these feathers that was done to finish this thing up, and then we'll do some washes on top of that. So it's not like we're done instantly. We're still working away. But what I would like you to follow me on is I got a couple of inquiries, and maybe the audience here can help me out. One of my subscribers had asked if anybody knew how you would weather wood, okay? My only way that I know of that I would weather wood is I would stick it outside and let the weather do it for me, and over a period of time you get there. But I believe this gentleman's trying to see if we could accelerate it, and if anybody has any ideas on how to do that, I would appreciate it, because I just don't have a handle on that one. I've had people that was associated with me that took classes and stuff like that, had a source for like barn wood that had been weathered, and in some cases they cut it in such a fashion it became like a veneer, and I've had pieces like that. And I think when I did I think it was the chickadee, I had used it as a wall hanging, and I made an oval out of weathered wood. But that's natural, okay, and it's not accelerated. So I would ask my audience, if anybody has any information, if you could get back to me through my email or in the comments section of this video, I'd appreciate it, and then what I'll try to do is pass that on as more information that somebody that wants to try to do it has a way of approaching it. So I'm just putting this out for info beyond what I know. So hopefully somebody in the audience here could tell me some tricks of the trade to get that effect, okay? The other thing, I just still want to let everybody know we're marching on with the sandpiper, but I've done several birds: the cardinal, the wrens, the finches, the you name it, otters. I did like miniature otters and so on. And I've got quite a few videos out there that take you step by step, just like we are with the otters, yeah, sure, with the sandpiper. So what I'm trying to do is just let you know that any of those, if anybody wants to try it, I do have kits for it. And I have that available. And that comes with the pattern, the feet, the eyes, and the basswood blank, which is a great wood for carving. So I'm just trying to put you on to that. And in some cases, I do have a little bit of Tupelo, where some people like to use Tupelo. I'll try to give that to you if I have it available, okay? And the other thing, too, is if you could, if you like the videos, which is what I'm hoping, that you would give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. That really helps me in my account. And further on, with equipment, mostly everything I use, I sell, okay? So if you're looking for burning units or the micro grinders, and I have portable ones, I have the Fordhams, I have bits, that all the bits I use, I basically have all those available. I have sanders. I have moss that I use. I have that available. Also, if you're trying to do like a snow scene or something like that, I have snow that you can put onto your setting and give it a winter look and so on. That's all available. So, and they're the moss and the snow is really inexpensive. I have brushes, I have paints, I have paint trays, whatever you may need, and I have a catalog. And if anybody's interested in getting the catalog from me, I want brain dead right at the moment there. I have a email address to get the catalog, and that is Rauscher, Rauscher, Frank, Frank, 7 at gmail.com. And I will send you one out electronically. If you give me an email to me, I will send that right back, and you should be able to get a copy of that. And if you have any comments, and this is about this video or any other one that you're up in the air about, or you need some help or something like that, I'm always willing to try to guide you in what I know anyway. And the other thing I want to state to you too is, this is my approach on how I do certain birds, okay? So, but be open to almost anybody that may be out there teaching. If you like somebody's work and you see what they've done, learn from them too. It'll all incorporate, what I teach you or what you know from other people. You gather all that together and you become your own style. So I'm just trying to, I'm sort of like the tip of the iceberg. I'm trying to educate you to what I know, and then you can go beyond me too. And in some cases, if I ever get around to it, and I apologize to people that have sent their photos in to me on their carvings, I will publish some of the people's work so you can see what people have done. And in some cases, one gentleman in particular, he won I think second best in show and first place in category at the World. This is in Ocean City, Maryland, and kudos for him. And just wanted to let you know that, hey, he did some nice work. And a lot of you are doing really nice work. I'm surprised, and I'm really hoping these videos are helping you out, because, I don't really get feedback like when I did run my classes here. I used to be able to get some noise back with my audience here. I used to run 4 classes a week. So I'm now down to your audience here. And if you ever have any feedback, I'd appreciate it. And like I said, if you can subscribe or give me a thumbs up or whatever, that's very helpful. And for those who have financially had given me some, monies in a sense, I really appreciate that too, because I'm strictly doing this on the QT here. So I appreciate, and I hope you're getting something out of this. I really do. I'm just trying to get everybody up to speed. So at this point, I'm going to move the camera down, and we're going to start following up on doing additional painting exercises within the sandpiper. So bear with me. Now we're cooking. All right. What we're going to do this time is I'm going to get my titanium white paint, and I'm going to put in maybe about half a pea, if you can measure that. That's always an expression I use. And I'm going to use just a little bit of water. See if I can find a clean spot on my paper towel. Keep on using these all the time. So I'm going to put just a few drops of water in here, okay? Just not much. It's about 3 or 4 drops. And I'm going to use my number 3 brush. And I remember I said to you, this really goes into a point real well. And you're going to need something that's very pointy, okay? So we're going to stir this up until we get a creamy mix. And then I'm going to take all the paint out of this brush right now. Now, before I go even further using this brush, I'm just going to rinse that out. And I did it again. I need to get clean water. Give me 1 second here. So now I have clean water that I can clean my brush. So I get all the paint out of the brush and then I just roll it so it goes back into a real nice point. See that? And that's what I'm trying to achieve here. So we're going to leave that go for a minute. Put my water off to the side here. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in with a Sharpie, fine ink pen. And what I'm also going to do too is I'm going to grab my Optivisor, which helps me see what the heck I'm doing here, which can be questionable at times. Okay, now we have a row of these feathers that are rolling back on the top of the eye here, and it's this grouping right in here. It's this whole row right here that comes down like this. I'm going to ask you to come in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mark out. I don't know if you can see this. You could probably do it even with a pencil too, but I find that this may be helpful so you can see it better rather than with a pencil. I ran a line that comes right on up to the beak, just about, comes back. It's just above the eye. It comes over and down and it stops right about there. Now I'm going to go to the other side of that and I'm going to pull this out on the other side. And these aren't any more than maybe 1/8 of an inch wide at this point. And then it's coming down, and these almost get tight at the end here. See how this rolls around right through here. So this is the area that I want to work on, where it actually has a white streak going through the bird's head here. And it also has a streak right in this area, just below the eye. So I'm going to show you how to put that on, okay? Okay, now that we have that marked out, I'm going to come in with the titanium white paint. This is now like a creamy mix. I hope this is heavy enough. If not, I will come back in. I'm going to paint within those 2 black lines I put in here. And I want it to look like it's thinning out on each end. And I'll come in here, and I could see I may have had too much water. It's just not as creamy or as dense as I want. See, it's almost ghosting through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some more paint, because I just added too much water in there. So I'm going to take a little bit more off of here, stir that up, just to get it on the heavier side. That's what I'm looking for. So hopefully that will do it, because I don't have too much water in there to start. But let me do this. I'm going to roll this here. You can see like I have a pathway on my paper towel here. And I don't know if this is going to be heavy enough, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to come back right over what I did and see if it gets a little heavier. I want this white right in here. Okay. And it gets it right through. I'm keeping the black as my furthest point out, and then this comes down into a point right here, and you can see this is coming down to the end here. I'm going to just go beyond here just a hair, right to there. Okay, now I'll probably give that another coat, but in the meantime, here's what happens. We do have another white area, which is going to be, well, let me back off. I'm going to rinse my brush here. I'm going to show you something else that should have been marked out, and that is, and we'll do this with black paint, but right in the middle of this eye, right through the middle here, there's a little bit of a black streak right in here, and I'm just using this pen just to point out about how long it is. Okay, it's going to be right in there, and I'm going to come in and heavy that up with black paint, and I'm going to also show you how to handle this up here. I'm sticking my finger in the paint. That ain't smart, but anyway, the reason why I put that black ink line in there is because I want to paint. See where we had the putty around here? I'm going to come in, load up my brush again, come through my thing here and twist it so I have a nice point again. And I'm going to come down. I'm going to stay tight to the eye, but I'm going to come in and make like just a white area around the base of the eye here, just like so. Still not getting a heavy consistency yet. Let's see what happens when I try this. This looks like it may do it. So I'm going to come all the way up to almost the black line up there, and then I'm going to come all the way up to here. Okay. Now you can see that this is fading off, and I'm going to, now that it's sort of air dried in a way, you can accelerate it with a hair dryer. But I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to come down through here like so. Okay, so I have that looking like that, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to push this a little beyond the black line. So I'm going to try to get almost a little wider, just in here, just to bring this back like that. So the black line is underneath there now, and it's the closest to the eye. Okay, now, like I said, I'm going to use a hair dryer just to accelerate some of this, because I want to be able to do a few steps in here. And I want to show you how I do it without having something with wet paint. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to darken where the ink lines are with my burning pen. I'm going to show you how to do that. I want to make this dry here. And the same effect that I'm doing on this side, I want you to do on the other side too. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my burning unit here. I was doing another thing with my burning pen, and let's see what we got here. I want to now come in, and I'm going to burn this way into the white. So let me do it here so you can see it a little bit better. Maybe I'm just going to come in and just get the tip of it. And this is going to like feather the edge, or at least that's what we're trying to do. We don't want to go into the white too much. At the same time, we're trying to look at feathery. Okay, at least that's what I'm trying to project here, so bear with me. I am going into the white and a little outside of it, so it has that like feathered edge to it, and I'm doing that right on out to the end. And then I'm going to do it this way too. Let's see. It's going to be, I'm going to come here. Hope I'm in the camera range, because this ain't going to be helpful to you unless I keep it in there. And I'm trying to just get a feathery edge. Doesn't have to be a heavy burn at all. It's just breaking up the white so it's not a solid white line. And that comes down to there. Okay? And then, instead of burning this in right in here, I mean, I could hit the pen in there, but that ain't going to do it. We're going to have to actually paint that black to do it right. And we need to, I have to hit that eye again. You can see that the white isn't as punched up as the top, but I need to do the top of the eye as well as the bottom of the eye. So I'm going to roll this into a point. I will hit this again. I'm going to come in here. And if you get it on the glass, that's fine too. Coming up here. And then I'm going to do the top. Right around here. Okay. Like so. Now that's not that strong, so I'm just going to charge the brush up again. And before I dry it, let's see if I can hit it with a heavier coat, or make it look heavier. And you can come right up onto the glass. You can go onto the glass if you have to. And same way here. Just want to make this brighter. Okay. just like so. Now, I'm looking at the white, and the white's fading again. So let's just go with the flow here. I'm going to start in the front and drag it back. I'm going to hit it right in here, right in the center. Pull that back because I don't want to go into any of the burn if I can possibly help it. And that's how you get the front. Now, I am going to add black right in that split of the eye right there, right through there. Not yet, but I will. So we're just playing with white right now. Now, I want you to do this on the other side the exact same way. You're coming through that road. It's coming across the top of the eye, and it comes down to here. When you get done, you should be below the eye, just so you know that it has to dip down, okay? Oh, I'm talking out there, I'm sorry. This comes down. You can see where the eye is here. This is actually goes below that center of the eye down to here. You'll do that on the other side the same way. I'm not going to do that one. I'll let you guys do that. Now, we have, and we're going to try to get our brush charged up. I don't want it so strong right away because we're just going to enhance some of the feathering. And what we're going to do is we're coming in here, and you see all these, well, I'll call them chevrons. In the front edge, I'm going to ask you to just touch that ever so lightly. Not into the center, but what would be like the quill. I don't want you touching the quill line, but I want you to put a highlight right in there on the front end of that chevron. I'm going to do it like this. See, it doesn't have to come on strong, but just enough to show that it has some white on it. And I'm going to do it here. And if you do it right, you got enough paint, it'll just, if it gets really light, like this is like fading out. So I'm going to go back. I'm really getting chintzy on the paint here. I'll just come back and we'll hit that one more time. It's got to be light, but not that light. I want you to, after it dries, I still want to see white. So let me come back and show you what it should look like. Yeah, sometimes if you don't have the mix right, it doesn't want to coat much. Okay, so I'm doing all these chevrons. Just running it in front of the top of the chevron bar there. Okay. And just want to get the point in there. And if you get a little more whiter, don't worry about it because we're going to take care of it. But I just we're going to tone it down anyway. But I need you to just get enough white in there, and you're not doing the barring, the quill. So I'm going to come over here. Anything that has a chevron on it, shape, I'm doing this. Okay? Charge up your brush, take the excess off, twist it on your paper towel, and then come back, and you should have enough to play with for a while. So I'm going to do the next one. And if you ever get too much on, like a glob, rinse your brush out real good, get a paper towel, dab it, pull it off, and then start over again, okay? Because you got to have a real steady hand doing this. And sometimes you mess up a little bit. And I've been known to do that too. So I don't sweat it. You can sort of erase that just by getting a clean brush. A clean brush without paint on it, just water, and you get most of the excess off, will come up and pick up the paint again, okay? So I'm going to do a few here so that you can see how I accomplish this. Now, I'm going to do this on one side, and I'm leaving the rest for you to do on the other side, but I want to make sure that you see what I'm highlighting here, and I want you to do this on both sides, okay? This is a little brighter, that one there, that's fine. Don't get so uptight about it, that's okay. And if it really looks like it's fading out, just go back and do it again. But don't get it so bright, you know. It's not like you got to get white. This is just, you're just enhancing a little bit of that front of that feather. Okay. So I'm trying to do this. And again, you're not getting the quill. You're stopping short of the quill. And you're just doing the chevrons. And if it doesn't come out 100%, you know, get close enough. Now this is getting a little light on the paint, so I'll just come back and hit it again. Okay, it looks bright now, but it'll tone down. Now, I'm not going to do these up here, okay? I am doing all of this area here and in the mantle right in here, okay? So watch me here. Charge up my brush again, take the excess off, wipe it on my paper towel to get a nice point. Then I'm going to come in here and I will do these two. So, and again, I'm trying to balance myself so that when I hit that with the brush, that I'm in control. And you may want to rest your hand on something, because I'm like bouncing like this, okay? I've been painting a long time, so maybe my hand is steady right now, but I know as I go along, I should say as I get older, and I don't have this steadiness that I've had before, but I'm surprising myself right now. Doing not too bad. But I would rest myself on something so that I don't have to bounce, you know, and this is jumping up and down. You can do that. Now, I put my pinky on here as I'm doing this so that I can sort of gauge when I come down how hard I hit that with that point. And you see, I got a real sharp point on this brush. Let's see. I think I'm going to sneak a couple just up front here, which is like the leading edge of the mantle before it goes up onto the head. I don't want to do the head. So let me come back, charge this up, take the excess off. And you got to watch that you don't touch the painted one. That's probably dry now. But here's one that looks like it faded out a little bit. So I'll come back and hit that. So if one's more brighter than the other. Don't get so hung up on it. I'll show you how we'll tune it all back. Okay. Like I said, I'm only going to do this one side. I'm leaving the rest for you to get on the other side. It's the exact same thing. So, now, let's see. I have little ones in here. There. Hope this is all in your camera range, or my camera range, that you're seeing. And then we do have these guys right here. See, this whole row right here does have to be done. So we need to do this and this, and then we come down here, we do this. It stops there because it's under that feather. And we come out the other side. Let me charge up my brush again. Then I'm going to come down to the next feather, which crosses over, but we're doing this here. Right there. And it comes out on the other side. And yeah. Then we got this one. And that one's almost underneath there, so I'm just about could put any white in there at all. That's pretty tight. And then, here we go. Charge up my brush again. And then I'm going to come in. I'm going to do that one again, just to enhance it a little bit more. Then I got this one. So this is all the chevron. It's that chevron shape. And then this one. Okay. Don't worry about that being bright. That's okay. Now, I'm going to really fake you out here. All these are like part of what would be chevrons. So all these bars in here, I'm going to come in and I'm going to hit the front end of those, just like this. I'm going to sweep around there. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do that one. Okay. And here's a chevron partial. That's the only one you see on this side. Then I'll charge my brush up again. Okay, then I'm going to start doing the bars. And the bars are here, here. You got it here. And it's always the one towards the head side here, okay, on the bars, not the back end, just the front end. That's what I call it. Here, here, here. Start to run out of paint real fast. Charge it up again. Then I got one. Maybe I'll put a little bit of white there. Woo. Now here's where I put a blob, okay? Got out of control. So I rinsed my brush out real fast, take all the paint out, all the water out. Then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to touch that up. Hope you can see that. I just watered it out. Then I'm going to get a tissue. If I could find, well, let me just use the corner of this. And I'm going to blob it. That'll dry it instantly and take the paint right off. And then get my brush moistened. Come in, take the excess paint off again. And then we go back in. I'm going to let that dry for a second, and I'll do a couple other bars and then come back. I'm going to do this one, and then this one, and this one. Give that a chance to dry up in there. I'm going to do that one, and that one, and this one. And it's always the one on the head side, not the tail side, that you're putting these bars in. Okay. And you also want to make sure, boy, am I getting shaky now, see that? Then I'll get this one, this one, this one. Now I'm going to do one side, okay? So that we can expedite the time, because I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Okay, there and there. Okay, and if it faded a little bit, like on this side I did it again, I'll hit it again. This looks like it faded too, so if you have to come back a second time, hit it so you can see some white. Okay, now I'm going to charge my brush up and finish the barring on this side. So I got this one. Okay. If you notice, it's not like wow, a lot of white. You're just getting a little bit in there, just to make it jump a little bit. That's how it is. And try to keep the white in control. Okay. Now, that should do it there. And the last thing I need you to do, let me see. I'm trying to remember. Yeah. Let me go for here. Okay, we did all the markings here. Now, for each feather, I don't want a strong white, but say like all of these. Now, they should be dry because you're not putting much on here. You see where we had burnt deep, when we have that shadowed effect from the burn. I'm going to ask you to come in and just drag through a little bit on what would be the end of the feather. Okay, just a little bit, not heavy at all, just breaking that up just a little bit, right in that dark burned area. That is just putting these little highlights of white in there. That comes in here. And I don't know if you can see it. I hope you can on the screen. There's like dark areas to the feathering, and you can see it. See, I could see it here. I could see it there. So I just charge up my brush, take most of the paint off because you're not coming on strong. Now, for these here, there's a little bit of the dark area. I hope you can see this well too. And I'll do this, and I'll do this, and I'll do this one, and I'll do that. And I got this one here. I'm looking for that shadowing that's coming through. Okay. And then I see it on this one, and this one. I got this one over here. Got this one here. This one here. So you're trying to do all that shadowing, and you're highlighting it just slightly. And this is on the very edge. Okay, so here's another one here. And I'm not sweeping it, I'm sort of dabbing it. You know, like you're putting almost single lines in there. Okay. And that is on all the, we're the ones with the chevron. Now, up in here, you have the same thing. Here's one of them right here. You have the dark area right in here. This is why we don't always wash so dark, so that you can see where you have to go with these, okay? And I'm going to do a little up in here, and here, and here, and here. Go back and hit that again. And this one comes down here, and here. And this one's down here. Okay. Then you're doing the edge right down here. These are like the tail, the pointed sections here, right at the end. And here, these are pretty explicit. These are the top feathers on the right hand side. And you're just touching those edges. All of these get a little bit of white right on the tips of the feather here in that dark area. That comes all the way down to here and here. And this is the last one here. Okay. Now, if they get so faded out, you could come back and hit that a second time, okay? But I don't want them real strong. And then I also want you to do this. Charge up your brush. And then come in on the edges right here. You're doing this one. Just on the edge here, here, and here. And then you're going to do the edge on this side too. You're going to do a little bit right here, a little bit right there, a little bit right there. And this will take care of the tail feathers. Putting highlights just on the edge, just like that, okay? So all of these, if they come out so that you don't even see any white, then come back and hit it again. You know, like I'm going to show you, like right in here may look too light, so I'll come in and just give it a light white. And then these that sometimes I'm running out of paint, and I'll charge up my brush. And then these never came up really good, so I'm just hitting the edges. Okay, like here. This is the pointy ones at the ends here of these feathers here. Just coming in and enhancing them. You only have it on the right hand side because the left hand side is going under and you don't see them. So all these get a little bit brighter. So that's what I want you to do to all of those, okay? And I'm looking up here. I could actually, the mantle even was up further here. I think I may have mentioned that before. And I'll touch this one and this one. I don't want to get up into the neck area. So I'll do these and maybe a little bit, one right here and here. No further than this. Okay. And that doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to ask you to accomplish that. And if, like this one here looks like it faded off, so I'll hit that again. Okay, so the white doesn't come on real strong, but you can see it. And that's what I'm looking for. You definitely get the white through here, solid. That's a solid white. This is a solid white, solid white. When we come back again, I will we'll finish this up because I think this video is running long, but we'll do a quick one on it, and then I'll probably get you into the breast feathers. But this line here, I'm going to darken with black paint. Okay, so hope you got something out of this one too. And if you would complete the other side similarly, you're doing the chevrons on the top, okay, which you have here and here and here and here, and the bars, you're doing the head side, what would be the closest to the head, not the back side, but this side, and you put some white through that too. Okay, so I'd appreciate it if you could get that done. That would really keep us moving here. And if the white fades away, just go back slightly and enhance it. You can see it's not a lot of white, but it's got just a hint of it. Okay, but definitely white up here. So I hope you got something out of this one too, and I'll see you on the next video. And if you ever need anything, kits or what have you, that you'd like to try some of the things we're doing, I would you could write to me through my email address. That's Rauscher, Rauscher, Frank, Frank 7@gmail.com. And I will send a catalog out to you. You can take a look at it. It also has my telephone number on it if you want to contact me. I'm willing to talk to you. If you have a problem, you can either write in the description of this video, or you can email me, and or you can call me. So always trying to help out. And if anybody has any sources for how we weather wood, I'd appreciate that. That would be helpful to my audience, as well as one of the people that subscribe to me have asked that question. So I will try to get an answer and pass it on. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next video.